And that means being very raw and real as to where do I stand today? Am I just being the perfect daughter, the mother, the wife? Or am I being more through that and saying that I want to be the best baker or a businesswoman or a scientist? But what is it that really brings joy to you? Welcome to the Us Obsessed show, where we share stories, deep life experiences, and turning points to wake humanity up to the truth of who they are. 2024, the magical year, adding up to number 8, which is the infinity sign, representing the year of infinite possibilities and magic. Hi guys, this is Kanika.
And I'm Peter.
And we're here because we are obsessed about us as human beings.
Absolutely, human beings is what we are, and we're taking this little YouTube channel into another realm by bringing everything from the world into it and explaining a little bit about it and a little bit the idiosyncrasies about what life is about, and especially at this stage in 2024, because that's when we're really launching this channel big time.
Yep. And our main motive is to elevate us as humans, as a species, and we provide you with tools and tips and tricks and insights so that we all can get better in what we do this year and beyond. So, having said that, and having said about all the magic of 2024, let's dive deeper, right? What does 2024 actually mean? So, from our perspective and what we've seen, I think 2024 and the energetics of 2024 has a very powerful potency to it. It's about taking big leaps, some new aspirations that you really desire. Whatever new in your life, which is your passion project, start it this year. You see, in Chinese zodiac, it's the year of the dragon, and it's symbolizing good fortune and luck. So we need to understand that as a species, we're just not human beings, right? Everything cosmically is also aligning. It's the year of balance, harmony, as well as abundance. So when you know everything outside of you is working in your favor, how do you navigate your inner kingdom and see that what can you do that looks uncomfortable to you, but your heart really craves for? It could be that you might be a homemaker sitting at home right now and tending to your family so lovingly, but your heart desires to bake the best cookies and start a business. For that woman out there, here's my shout out. It's the year of the dragon. It represents creativity and passion, right? So take your ambitious goals and light a little bit of that fire so that you take a baby step towards that, knowing that it might look uncomfortable, but maybe the cosmic magic really blesses you with something.
Yeah, and let's look about how 2024 really can impact what women can do in this real age. Like, we're coming into the 2024, a year that's adds up to the infinity. Is the infinity what we can achieve for women and for men? Because we're all coming through this together. Are there so much changes? Are there so many things in this world that are changing? Like, if we're looking from the Indian perspective, what is changing in that space? In the more Western cultures, what's changing in that space? And I think that's where we'd like to delve into a little bit more.
Yeah.
What is it that 2024 is special? Say in the comments, what is special for you in 2024? What are you planning? I think that as human beings, we need to sort of look at what's the technologies? What are the things that are changing dramatically? I'm seeing so much happening in AI and all sorts of technologies, but how is that connecting in with our inner being? And I think what Kanika is saying here is, right, let's go into that inner kingdom, let's go into that inner space and actually find that little nugget inside there and bring it out in 2024. Is that right?
That's it. So, did you know a fun fact?
Yeah, I do. What's that?
X is the 24th letter in the English alphabet.
Well,
What?
it is. It
Mr.
is.
Elon knew it well when he was changing it from Twitter to X.
Well, he did. Mr. Musk had turned around and decided that everything was going to be X very early in his life, actually. And he started X Corp and all these different X based companies. Does he know something we don't? Like, is there something else out there? Maybe not. But the fact is that we've got this massive change in this whole society in X, in 24. And so if everything's getting started to move into X, what is the X component for us?
Yeah.
What's the X chromosome?
Oh, yeah, that's a good way of thinking.
What is it?
Well, astrologically, actually, if you see the planet-wise, the planet that governs X is Mercury. And Mercury is a master planet for communication, for intellect, for technology, guys. And if you just take these three, right, you see how communication, technology, and the intellect in every way is just elevating and up-leveling, like AI, robots. Everything seems to have taken like a turbo speed, and the way society is now functioning is could look really advanced as well, but looks even chaotic as well. So what do you do then? When there's chaos, there can always be order as well, and that order is within. It's within you. You know, this Eastern philosophy of Buddhism and eight, the number eight, which is the eight lotus petal, which is one of the principal teachings of Buddha, which talks about your inner kingdom and how do you open up that each petal of virtue to really awaken yourself and remember what is true to you, what do you love. Even in the Hindu scriptures, in Hindu mythology, you've got the eight siddhis. Siddhis are nothing but psychic abilities, or you say spiritual powers that you get through after doing a spiritual practice for a long time. You attain all these mental virtues that help you better yourself and understand what life is all about. It's about imploration. So here's our invitation to you today. You know, set an intention. Number one, to remember who you are. Like, who are you? What are your virtues? What lights you up? What are your fears? And go ahead and launch yourself in 2024. I know we guys did this by this YouTube channel because in the past 2-3 years, we've exponentially changed. Exponentially changed.
The X is coming into everything at the moment. But what about if we go back into how it relates? What are the number one thing, or maybe two or three things that women particular, because you connect very well with women, Kanika, and I think this is what we're seeing, that there's this interconnection with Indian women. All right, so you being Indian, me being Australian, I don't see the same way with cultural differences as you do. So how does the 2024 year, how does that work for pulling those nuggets out? What are the number one things that a woman can do this year just to start, the little tiny things, just to start the momentum? Have you got any ideas?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of them, and for me, genuinely, here's my shout out to not just the Indian women, but all the women out there.
Of course, yeah.
I think society has up-leveled to such an extent that now it's high time we up-level ourselves by not just clearing out the societal programming that we have, that the whole entire world is on our hands and we can't go out and live out our dreams. And that means being very raw and real as to where do I stand today? Am I just being the perfect daughter, the mother, the wife, or am I being more through that and saying that I want to be the best baker or a businesswoman or a scientist? But what is it that really brings joy to you? That's number one. Because let's face it, the world is changing rapidly, but in our favor if we choose to see it from that positive lens.
I think so. And you're going to hear this a lot from us going forward, is talking about purpose, and find that purpose for yourself in 2024 at the X year. Because X marks the spot for purpose at the moment. We really need to find that spot and aim for it. And whether you're female or male, you have a purpose in life. And if you're not finding it, if you're not finding that space to step into it, make one little change today and stick to it. Keep working towards it. Be that professional, be that homemaker, or be that person that is out there striving entrepreneurially. Create a business that works for yourself. Create some sort of connection with nature, especially. Ground yourself, as we say. Do all these little things. Create these little pillars on the way, these little way states that you can actually stop and look back and say, yeah, I achieved that. And I think that's what we want to really get people to think about, is do it little bit by little bit. And those little nuggets are important. So I'm just going to suggest that to start with, one little thing you can do to step forward is turn around and look at yourself, what you've done in the last 12 months. All right? So from that little thing, what was it, that one little thing you did last 12 months that made you stop and think, I'm maybe not good enough? All right? And I want you to take that, I want you to flip that. You take that one little thing that stands out in your mind right now that says, I wasn't good enough, that didn't make me feel good. I want you to flip that into I'm going to make that better. I want to revisit that vision and that memory, and I want you to turn it to the next level of saying, this is great, this is a wonderful thing. And if it means going out and repeating it in the way you need it to repeat, then do that. And that's one little step.
Absolutely. But that comes by standing in your truth. You have to be raw and real and face that little teeny tiny little demon within you that you think is a demon. But we've always said and always believed that every pain brings in so much power if we face that pain head on. So can you stand in your truth this year?
That's going to be the question. And I think that's a good way of finishing up.
Yep.
Standing your truth is a wonderful thing to do in the year of X.